And now, join your hosts, Keith Reynolds and Charlene Chamberlain.
Well, good morning and welcome. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee. I'm here with my show co-host, Charlene Chamberlain. Char, good morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
We're good. How are you this morning?
It's a wonderful morning, so I guess I'm fine. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah, it is.
A little sticky, but that's because we're in the lights too.
Yeah.
I think half my suntan's going to come from the lights this year.
Did you get a tornado last night? Burlington County was on the list.
You know what? It was on the list, but you know what I figured out? And we're going to have our insurance expert on next week to talk about this. Apparently, if you have a tornado and you have damage, something like the insurance company doesn't cover it if it's
an act of God?
A tornado.
A tornado?
But it will cover it for high winds. So this new word, they have the polar vortex and all this. They came out with these new winds called flat winds or something.
I don't know anything about
new
that.
New word out there in the media. So now they're saying if it's classified as a flat wind or something, the insurance covers it. So
wow.
Who knows?
We need to check.
No, I did not have a
check
tornado.
That out.
No, I did not have a tornado. Now the other week, yes, I do believe it was a tornado.
Yeah. Well, we did too because my microwave got zapped.
Yeah.
I lost it.
That's why you had a tornado? No, I think the tree's
probably.
broken outside is the tornado part.
Exactly.
But, so who do we have on today?
We have Don Melnick, and he is from Israeli Krav Maga.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Did I say it
Got it
correctly?
right.
Don,
got it
welcome
right.
to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Coffee.
Thank you for having me.
And you know what? Krav Maga sounds so cool, doesn't it?
I know. It's like a magical word.
Yeah, it's
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
It's like a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Krav Maga?
Krav Maga is self-defense. It is pure, instinctive, reactive self-defense. It's not tournament, competition, martial arts. It is save your life, get home safe at the end of the day, training. We teach people how to get out of bad situations and make it home at the end of the day safely.
Okay. So now, how did you get into it?
I actually, interestingly enough, stumbled across this. I took a seminar at the JCC, the Jewish Community Center in Cherry Hill, about almost 8 years ago. And I had no idea what Krav Maga was. I saw an email that came over and said Krav Maga seminar Sunday, 2 o'clock. And I said, I think it's that Jewish karate thing. Asked my wife, she thought it was free. She said, yeah, go ahead, have fun. I went over, went to the seminar. I walked in, so I was about 35 at the time. I walked in, I was the youngest person in there, and said, and there's three other people in there. And I said, what did I get myself into here? The instructor came in and put us through a 2-hour program. It was amazing. I was just blown away by the history of Krav, the story behind it, the philosophy behind it, the fact that it wasn't traditional martial arts tournament competition,
like
Karate Kid kind of stuff.
Right,
exactly. And I wasn't looking for that. I just tripped upon it and had a great time. And the instructor said, why don't you come up and do a free trial class at our school up in Bordentown, New Jersey. Went up there on a Wednesday night for a trial class, went back Thursday night, signed up, and that's it. About a year and a half later, I went through an instructor certification course. Went back after that and did another seminar. I ran a seminar now at the JCC. We had about 30 people sign up, which led to a 10-week class that we developed there. And we had about 25, 26 people sign up for that. And that led to our school opening up about 5 years ago now.
Congratulations.
Okay, yeah, that's
Thank you.
Because we were joking before the show started, but what was it, Zohan?
The Zohan,
The Adam Sandler movie,
right.
because that was kind of like what he knew. He was
exactly. Yeah, it's really commando.
Okay. So now you got into this, and you said your children are in it.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters. They're 9 and 12. And they've both been training with me for a couple of years now. Getting them training and learning, teaching them how to be safe is very important to me.
Very, very important.
Right. Now, you also specified, too, there's a difference between Krav Maga and
other forms of
traditional martial arts. Traditional martial arts tend to, not all, but most tend to be sport-oriented. There's a referee, there's point systems, there's rules that have to be followed. Krav Maga, there's none of that. Krav Maga is all about how do I get home safe. On the street, there are no rules. The bad guys don't have any rules or morals or code of conduct or ethics. They're going to do whatever it takes to get what they want from you, whether it's your money, your car, your wallet,
your body,
sexual assault scenarios. They want to kill you, kidnap you, whatever. You have to do whatever it takes to not let that happen. So what we focus on is all the things that are illegal in sport fighting. Eye strikes, throat strikes, groin strikes, all the dirty street fighting tactics that will help get you out of that bad situation. You have to be able to turn the tables on the bad guys. Typically, the bad guys are going to be bigger and stronger and attacking somebody they perceive to be smaller and weaker. So you can't rely on strength in that situation. You have to rely on proper technique. Strength on strength is a tug of war. It won't work. Proper technique will help you get out of these situations because they're not expecting you to defend yourself.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to take a quick commercial, and when we come back, we'll get into the nuts and bolts of it. And I want to talk to you a little bit about kind of the levels of Krav Maga, if there is a level to it. So we'll be right back after this commercial break.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Morristown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at Experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppi's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppi's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. The thing that sets us apart is the quality and freshness of our food. And I think once you try it, you'd be coming back. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppi's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sidney Cohen. I'm a psychologist in New Jersey. I'm the host of a show called Heading in the Right Direction, which will be appearing on internet TV station Radio Vision Network. It's a show that's going to cover a wide range of psychological subjects. I think you'll be very interested in the subjects. I'm also going to have the opportunity to send me emails, ask me some questions. I'll answer questions, and I very much look forward to you tuning in. I'm very excited to do this. Thank you.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Well, welcome back. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee, here with Charlene Chamberlain, my show co. And I was just tossing her around a little with the help of our guests.
Practicing some new Krav Maga.
Krav Maga.
With Don Melnick from Israeli Krav Maga.
So Don, right before the break, we were talking, about Krav Maga and, a little bit brushing the surface of it, but let's get to the nuts and bolts of it. First of all, tell us a little bit of the history of it.
Sure. Elevator pitch history. It was created by a young man named Emil Lichtenfeld in pre-World War II Eastern Europe in Slovakia. He was a young Jewish man. His father was a police officer. He had a very strong athletic background, martial arts background. And he was growing up in a time of the Nazi uprising, a lot of anti-Semitism. So he took his knowledge of martial arts, stripped out all the sporting elements, focused on the save your life techniques, and was able to teach his friends how to stay alive during this terrible time. Fast forward after the war, he got involved in the Czech resistance and underground, was able to get out, ended up in what was becoming Israel in the 1940s, and was selected by what was becoming the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, to be the chief hand-to-hand combat and self-defense instructor for the military, the Israeli military.
Wow.
His system is still in place today. Everyone who goes into the Israeli military, which is everyone at the age of 18, men going for 3 years, women going for 2 years, mandatory service, they all learn some form of Krav Maga. Depending what you do with your military career, you'll learn a little bit more, learn a little bit less. Special Forces commandos are going to spend years learning at the highest level. And in the 1980s, it was exported to the U.S. from a civilian standpoint, and that's how it came over here. A handful of Americans went over to Israel to learn Krav Maga, brought it back to the U.S., and started spreading it around the U.S.
Okay.
I wonder how many people in the U.S. practice it. Do you know?
A lot. There are a lot. There are a lot of Krav Maga organizations. After the founder of Krav Maga passed away in 1998, a lot of organizations started popping up. His senior instructors started creating organizations, and other people started coming over and creating Krav organizations. They're all not affiliated with each other, but there are a lot of Krav Maga schools around the country. It is becoming very popular lately with the help of the media, Hollywood. It's getting a lot of exposure. It's in a lot of TV shows, pop culture shows. It was in an episode of The Simpsons a few years ago. There's a lot of references to it around, and it's becoming increasingly popular because of the effectiveness of it, because it's not a sport, because it's focused on save your life techniques.
Right. Now, you said that there's levels there.
Yes, we do. We have a belting system, and every Krav organization is a little bit different in how they approach it. The way we approach it is we try not to be a belt factory. It takes about 9 months of training to get to the first belt level, and approximately 2 years after that for each subsequent belt level. And to get to a black belt, you're looking at 10, 14 years of intense training. And then after that, you can increase through the Grandmaster of the system, Chaim Gidon in Israel. He can test you for advanced belt levels. He's a 10-3 black belt, Grandmaster of the system. He was a successor to the founder of Krav Maga. And that's how it goes. The advanced black belt training takes years and years. At that level, it's about 5 years in between each level of black belt.
But now the level, tell us a little bit about as far as level. I mean, the first level, does that, all the levels teach you how to defend yourself?
Yes. So the way we approach it, again, not being a belt factory, not just handing out belts, we want people to be safe. The belt is just a way to gauge your, as a student's experience level, how much they know. But we don't limit you to whatever level that you're at. You could come in your first day and we're doing basic yellow belt foundation techniques, or we're doing advanced black belt weapons offenses, because the bad guys on the street don't care what belt level you have. They don't care how long you've been training. If you walk out of the studio and get mugged and you've only had a couple Krav classes, you can't say, you know what, let's reschedule this mugging until I learn my gun defenses.
Please.
Please. I want to make sure that everyone who comes out of my school understands how to stay safe in any situation. So again, people who have been training for 5 minutes are on the floor with the same people who have been training for 5 years with us, and they all learn the same things together.
So I have another question for you. Physically, what kind of shape do you need to be in to come to your school and to train?
A lot of people think you need to be in peak physical condition to come in. It's just the opposite. Actually, the less physically fit you are, the more you probably need the training, because you don't have that strength, that physical ability, the cardio endurance to get out of that situation. We teach kids as young as 7, and my oldest student is 81. Just came in about a month ago.
That's great.
And he just wants to learn how to stay safe.
That's great.
And again, we focus on teaching people, it's not about size and strength, it's about good technique. So the smallest person can do proper techniques against the largest person in the room.
Wow.
And effectively get out of any situation we put them in.
Can you teach me some stuff later? I can use it on
absolutely. I'd be glad to. You're in a lot of trouble, my friend.
So, I was going to ask that about the age question, but, I mean, can a 75-year-old man?
Absolutely. I have an 81-year-old who just came in about a month ago to sign up, and he moves a little bit slower than everybody else, but he does a very good job keeping up and doing what he needs to do. We don't approach it like old school martial arts or the military, where you have to do it 110%, or you're off in the corner doing push-ups on your knuckles. You go at your own pace. We have people with all kinds of injuries and physical ailments and pre-existing conditions, and I tell them, go at a pace that's comfortable for you. Work around your limitations, because again, on the street, bad guy's not going to care that you have a broken arm or a torn ACL and you're limping around. They're going to exploit that. So you need to work around your limitations. But I tell our students, if you have a bad back, don't do groundwork. If you have bad knees, don't kick so hard. If you have bad shoulders, don't punch so hard. Work around those limitations and do what's best for you. The thing I love about Krav is that you make it up as you go. There's no style points in Krav. If you do something and it works, it's good Krav. So you adapt the situation, you modify the techniques for you, famous line from the movie Heartbreak Ridge: improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's what we do.
I can't believe you said that. That is my all-time favorite movie, and for my family, they know that that's my all-time.
And that line is kind of a motto that we use. You just make
Absolutely.
it up. If you do something wrong, you can't. Oh, sorry. Can we take a do-over, do a mulligan?
there's
You
no
keep going.
do-over.
There's no do-overs in the street.
No.
You got to
Wow.
keep going, and you just make it work for you.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back, and I think we have some pictures that we can pop up.
Here, we have an attractive orange and a distinguished apple. The two similar, but opposites. Theory, a wingman is needed, or perhaps a wing lemon. A friend to the orange and an acquaintance to the apple, the lemon brings the two opposites together. See, with a little fresh thinking, the universe can be surprisingly smooth.
When we make Beyond Natural dry dog and cat foods, we start with real meat as the first ingredient. We leave out corn, wheat, and soy. And we own where our dry food is made. 100%. Can other brands say all that? For nutrition you can trust and your pet will enjoy. Does your food go beyond? Learn more at purinabeyond.com.
Fitzpatrick's. Deli dine for breakfast and lunch. And at night, gourmet dine for dinner with entrees and specialty sandwiches including certified black Angus cuts of beef and wild-caught seafood, plus catering options for specialty events. Since 1989, Fitzpatrick's, your hometown place with upscale tastes.
Apple Ridge is about freedom. Apple Ridge is about community. Apple Ridge is about home. Apple Ridge, everything you want, more than you expect. Welcome to your new neighborhood. Apple Ridge Senior Living. Enjoy a maintenance-free, affordable luxury lifestyle today. Visit appleridgeseniorliving.com and find out more about the Apple Ridge experience.
Hi, I'm Jim Turpin, host of Your Best 50. Please join me every Thursday at 3:30 where we'll cover topics that are important to the baby boom generation and their kids. And let us help you make this your best 50.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, welcome back. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee, and I'm here with my show coach, Charlene Chamberlain, and we're doing a little Krav Maga. Ouch, Charlene. In between commercial breaks, we're here with our guest.
We're here with our guest, Don Melnick, and he is from Israeli Krav Maga of Cherry Hill. And we were talking a little bit about the history, but I think we want to get into the nuts and bolts.
Yes. Because we were talking break, that's why we were
poking each other.
We're poking each other, but
put that pen down.
This is a weapon of opportunity,
Absolutely.
Right, Don?
Anything can be used as a weapon of opportunity. Anything you have at your disposal to help you get out of a bad situation. When you're in fear for your life, you need to do whatever it takes. You don't want to have that shutting down and freezing. You want to have that, it's a fight or flight. I need to defend myself and get out of there as quickly as possible.
Now, do the classes look, I'm a businessman. Every businessman usually has a pen in their pocket. I mean, do you teach a session of having a pen and using a pen to take down a person?
We do, and depending on what techniques we're teaching on any given night, we put real world scenarios into the training. Whether it's a pen you're carrying, whether it's a cup of coffee or water or a bottle of water, you have change in your pocket. If you can throw something in somebody's face and distract them, their hands come up, you can either kick them or it's enough time for you to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Right.
And I don't want to stick around and wait for something to happen. I want to get out of there.
Yeah.
Go find help.
And I think the biggest thing is it's just to disable your attacker so you can get away.
Right. Exactly. You diffuse the situation and get out of there.
Don't stay there and keep beating on them.
No, because if the police roll up and they see you kicking somebody on the ground, they're going to look at you as the aggressor and you're going to be in trouble. as you're kicking them, you can't say, well, this is the guy that was attacking me.
Because
No, it doesn't look that way. They don't see
No.
that. Perception is reality.
Yeah.
And if you can articulate that you diffused the situation and got away
Right.
or eliminated the threat and got out of there as quickly as possible, that's what you want to do.
Wow. So I think we have some pictures that we bought. You bought in.
Yeah, this is actually a picture of our headquarters, the Israeli Krav Maga Association in Netanya, Israel. We go over there every year for training. I've been there 4 times now, and I'm scheduled to go back again in November, hopefully. We're going to do a class field trip, take a bunch of our students over there. But this is training in one of the gyms there, in the gym over there.
Okay.
This is from one of our women's self-defense courses. My business partner, David Kahn, and my wife and daughters are in the front row there. We do a lot of seminars, specialty seminars, fundraisers. Women's self-defense is really big for us, and this is just we have a women's program called LACE, that's what the banner is. It stands for Ladies Awareness, Confidence, and Empowerment. So that's one of the sessions. That's just me in the gym, promotional shoot during one of the seminars. And that's a picture we use for women's self-defense. It's one of our former students, Gina, with one of our instructors, Frank, and she's just demonstrating a situation where she's on her back on the ground and she's got to get off the ground as quickly as possible. We don't focus on twisting people into a pretzel and locking them up on the ground, because you have to get off the ground as quickly as possible. That's the number one rule. When you're on the ground, get off the ground, because you can't expect somebody to come help you out. Somebody might come over and be their friend and start kicking you. So you want to get off the ground. So what she's doing is throwing a quick kick to his face in street clothes, jeans and boots.
Right.
That's real world scenario.
You know, that's funny you say that, because I have a friend that does a couple people I know that do martial arts and stuff, but they do these grappling tournaments, and when you're on your back, you're in a good position.
You are
to really
use your legs and
use your legs, but you don't want to do that.
Exactly.
Because if you do it, then it looks like you're hurting them.
Exactly. There's different positions. You also have to, when we're on the ground, we need to focus on protecting yourself, protecting the center line, protecting the groin, protecting the midsection, as opposed to wrapping my legs around somebody. That's an open shot for somebody to strike me right in the groin, and that's going to put me out.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So, Don, tell the listeners, like, how can they find you?
So we have 2 schools in New Jersey. One is in Cherry Hill, right on Springdale Road, 2020 Springdale Road. We have another school in Bordentown, New Jersey, right at the intersection of 206 and 130. You can contact us. Our phone number is area code 856-428-KRAV, K-R-A-V, 5728, or our website, israelikrav.com.
Now, you also do some things. You said some events. And
yeah, we do a lot of specialty events. We do a once-a-month women's self-defense course in Cherry Hill. We've also expanded that. We do a once-a-month women's self-defense class at a martial arts school in West Hampton that we've partnered up with. Okay. We do a once-a-month realtor safety class. Real estate, we found, is a very dangerous industry.
Huge. That's
very
great,
dangerous industry. And we've developed a whole program. It's called Real Safe. It's devoted completely to the real estate profession, whether you're a realtor, mortgage broker, title agent, commercial, residential, it doesn't matter. I have a woman who comes in, she's a real estate photographer, who comes in and trains with us, and we want them to be safe. I want everyone to be safe. That's why I do this. I got into this to help people stay safe. I look at this as an insurance program. I'm like an insurance salesman.
It's like a personal
Exactly. I hope no one has to ever use it, but if you do, you want to have it available. And I have a testimonial book at the school of students who have used it to get out of bad situations. And every time they use it, they come in and write up a story, and we can use it as a testimonial that people can reference and read and put on a website and on the Facebook page, that this stuff really works and it helps people stay safe.
You know what, and it's funny you said real estate. My brother's a real estate agent, and we do a real estate show here on Radio Vision, and I got to be honest with you, one day he called me and he was in, a certain part of New Jersey, not a bad part either. It just happened to be off the beaten path, and these guys called him and said, I want to see the house now. And he said they were so mysterious. So when I met him over there and we drove by, and these 3 shady gentlemen were like sitting back there. You don't know what the heck they're going to do.
Sure, and it can be in the nicest part of town too.
Yeah,
you don't know what you're walking into.
No, you don't know what you're walking into.
I've met several realtors who don't want to do open houses anymore, or by themselves, because they don't know who's coming in. You always want to assume that people have the best intentions, come in, look at the house, but are they looking to rob the place, case the place out for future attacks, looking for prescription drugs, looking to harm you when everyone else leaves. It's all about knowing how to stay safe in that environment. So we teach realtors what to do, how to show open houses, how to not let people get behind you and sneak up behind you, how to walk around the house properly instead of standing on the phone, how to open the lockbox without giving up your back.
Wait a minute, they have to give up their cell phone?
No.
Because that's never going to happen.
Use it as a weapon.
Well, I was going to say, can
absolutely.
you teach how to use your cell phone as a weapon?
Definitely use it as a weapon.
Okay. Well, that's awesome, Don. That's really some great stuff. I'll tell you what, tell the listeners out there again where they can find you and everything, Facebook.
Again, our website is israelikrav.com. Our phone number 856-428-5728, and we're also on Facebook, Israeli Krav-Cherry Hill, Israeli Krav Maga-Cherry Hill.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
And
nice meeting you both.
we'll be right back after this commercial with our next guest.